What's up, everybody? Shada D-Man here, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are having yourselves a great weekend. We are back to cover uh, Auburn's fall in Norman to Oklahoma, 24-17. And there is definitely going to be a lot of discussion about this game. A lot of it is there's a lot of it on Auburn for sure. Really, a lot of it on officiating. This game was there is a lot of frustration that you're probably going to see from the Auburn fan base and even people on Twitter. We're calling this stuff out because let's be very clear. Auburn was the better team in this game, plain and simple. They were the better team, but they consistently found ways to shoot themselves in the foot. Whether it was penalties, a missed touchdown throw to Cam Coleman. I don't think I think the defense did their job enough to help Auburn win the game. Offensively, it's like I don't know what this like. What did we? There's like moments where I'm just kind of like, what are we doing? Why did we call that? Like neither like you I'll give credit to the Oklahoma defense because the Oklahoma defense is good. They are a very good unit, but offensively, Auburn's defense held John Mateer and that offense in check for a large portion of the game. But if it wasn't for officiating coming in and screwing things up, Auburn clearly wins the game. Like they clearly win the game. Let's let's talk about it. So I believe this was like the first. I think Auburn got the ball first. So this was like Oklahoma's first drive. So Auburn goes 3 and out. Oklahoma goes in, and a clear fumble that should have been taken back. That was a house call. Kane Lee picks it up, takes it back for a touchdown. Should have been a touchdown. He caught the ball, took 2 steps, ball was secure. He fumbles the ball. The officiating comes in and says it's an incomplete pass. When the evidence clearly shows you that is not the case. He clearly fumbled the ball. And it's like what? And then later in the game, the same thing happens, but it was a good throw by John Mateer, but they called that a catch, even though he took like 2-3 steps and then fumbled, and then like not fumbled, but he didn't hold possession of the ball. They call that a catch, but it's still the same process, right? If you're gonna call that a catch, how are you gonna call this one not a fumble? It was the officiating was just ridiculous. Like, good God, there were like just flags all over the place. Auburn, I mean, I guess both Auburn and Oklahoma were getting flagged like crazy, and then Jackson Arnold, he holds on to the ball too long, and it's part of the reason why Auburn gets beat in this game. There was definitely some opportunities for sure, at least from what we could see, but like if you need him to get rid of the ball quick, call something that calls for him to get rid of the ball quick. Cam Coleman had himself a good game. Eric Singleton had himself a pretty decent game. Nobody other than those two really stepped up and showed out. Like Horatio Fields only has 1 catch in this game. Malcolm Simmons makes a boneheaded mistake, loses where he's at on the field, and it causes the punt to be basically down in the 5-yard line. It's just like Auburn found ways, even though they're the better team, to lose. And then again, going back to officiating, they missed so many calls. They missed so many holding calls. They missed a sportsmanlike conduct because what didn't make sense at the time was Oklahoma had a wide open guy, like there was nobody on him, and it didn't make sense on how that happened. Well, come to find out, he is basically acting like he is going off the field, like he's going off the field, like to be subbed out of the game. No, he stops and then the play goes, and that's why he's wide open. Even the guy who does the rules and stuff like that, even he said that should have been an unsportsmanlike conduct. The ref is on the side. You clearly see him walking as if he is. Now you can make the argument the ref didn't really know what he was doing, but if he is walking like he is about to come out of the game, but then stops and then runs upfield and catches a ball for a touchdown. Come on, like what is that? And then later in the game, you get a clear pass interference on Oklahoma with the trick play. Like, what do we clear? The defender got there before the ball even did. It's clear defensive pass interference. You don't call that, and it's just like the officiating in this game was just terrible. Like what it was, and like again, Auburn has some blames too, for sure. The offensive line had like I think ten penalties. They had a couple of like false starts. And I know they had at least two holding calls. Um, you do miss a field goal. Um, Connor Gibbs misses a 50-yarder, and it's just like I shouldn't be as mad as I am about it because, like I said it when I did the preview of the game or talked about the game on Wednesday or Thursday, I talked about like it didn't really matter to me what happens in this game because you ultimately needed to split this game and the Texas A&M game. You needed to split those games. It didn't matter how you split them. You just need to split them. But Auburn was clearly the better team in this game. Jackson Arnold, for the most part, even though he made mistakes, was pretty much the better quarterback. I will give John Arbuckle, Oklahoma's offensive coordinator, credit because he dialed up plays that helped his players and put them in better positions. I don't know if that is the same case for Hugh Freeze and the play calling in that situation. There were some good plays, but there were also plays where I'm kind of like, what are we doing? It's like fourth and goal, not fourth and goal. They're getting down to the goal line, and it should have been a touchdown. Like the play call, they call for like no, it wasn't fourth. It wasn't a goal line. There was like a third down, and they called like a screen that didn't go anywhere. It was like 3rd and 2, and I'm just like, why didn't you just run the ball to pick it up? You could have spread him out, run Jackson, and Jackson didn't run a lot in this game as well. Like there wasn't really that many design calls. I'm not gonna go too deep into the stats because I've got something to do because I wanted to like do a quick review of a quick review of the game. But let me pull up the stats real quick because it's just ridiculous. And Auburn held the ball a lot at the time of possession. Auburn had held the ball almost 10 minutes more than Oklahoma. I mean, both teams had about 10 plus penalties. You didn't turn the ball over. You should have had two fumbles. One of them should have been a scoop and score. Neither team really ran the ball well. I mean, Auburn did. They had 67 yards compared to Oklahoma's 32 yards. I mean, both teams were pretty bad on third downs. Auburn was 3 of 15. Oklahoma was 3 of 12. And again, I don't think John Mateer, the way they talk about him as like this Heisman candidate kind of thing, I don't think he's that kind of guy. John Arbuckle put him in some good positions and situations to excel, and he made some really good throws. But it's just frustrating. It is like really, really frustrating. Auburn should have won this game. Like it's it's just um it's just ridiculous. You're the better team. Your wide receivers are like it's I don't know. Like this game at the beginning of the game, watching how really the more the defensive side, but then watching how the offense was, relatively good doing, it was clear cut. Auburn was going should have won this game. They were the better team, but you could question some play calling for sure. You can question Hugh Freeze on some stuff. Jackson Arnold missing a wide open Cam Coleman officiating. I really don't think there's any blame that you can put on the defense. I really don't. I think the defense did majority of everything in their ability to keep Auburn in the game. It feels just like last year where the defense continuously bailed Auburn out. Now there were some. Oklahoma found some holes in the defense to exploit for sure, but there was never really like this long explosive play from Oklahoma for like that resulted in a touchdown or anything like that. It's just frustrating. It is just frustrating because like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it. Auburn was the better team. I would have liked Auburn to probably like start running the ball on the perimeter a little bit more because you clearly was not being able to run it up the middle. How much did Jackson Arnold? Let me see. Jackson Arnold, he had. Yeah, it says he had 21 carries. I want to say some of that is probably those were. I want to say some of those weren't designed runs. So I don't really. I'm not really going to say that technically counts. Some of those were pass plays. But then you had a special team where the punter, I don't know what he was doing, gives Oklahoma the ball on the 12-yard line. I mean, Jeremiah Cobb had 6 carries for 61 yards. Damari Austin had 7 carries for 25. I think you maybe could have run Jeremiah a little bit more in this game. So I don't know. It's frustrating. It really is frustrating. So I may do another video going more deep dive into this game, but it's really just a frustrating game because you officiating and stuff like that. Like you clearly should have won the game, but we'll see. But guys, that is relatively it. I just wanted to do a quick reaction to the game. If you're new to the channel, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button, comment below, tell me what you thought about the game. But other than that, I will see y'all in the next video. Y'all have a good one.